Okay, so today I want to talk about the West Village Girl. So I've seen this in a few places, and I saw a few girlies talk about it, and I want to describe something to you. There's LA, there's London, and there's New York. That's it. Those are the cities of the world. There aren't any others. Every other city is trying to be like them. Those are the metropolitan cities. And I think it's wild how some of you are like just finding the city. Like, go live in the city for, I don't know, a week, a month. I did a summer in Manhattan. Like, it's a cool city. While you're in your 20s, you should go live in New York. You should also go live in London, and you should go live in LA. Like, fucking go do that. And get a job. If you don't have any money, it's okay. Just nobody has any money. Just fucking go and get a job. I think the part... Maybe I'll add a little snippet video of like... You just need to... If you have made it through high school and you just go see your guidance counselor, bro. Like, the really big issue here, and this is totally a caveat, is like some people just don't know your situation. So, like, if you know that you have a trust fund, you probably know. So you probably, after high school, did a Europe trip. You backpacked through Europe. If you didn't have a trust fund, you might not have done that yet, and that's okay, because you can still backpack through Europe. You're just going to have to, like, work for a year before you do that. But you can still do that, and you should do that. 1 year is, like, not that long. You could work 1 year and fund a backpacking trip for a year through Europe. A year is just not a fucking long time. You just, like, have to sacrifice. Don't buy shit. Like, save all of your money. Like, $12,000 is quite a lot. You can see a lot of countries in Europe for $12,000. You could see, I think I saw Europe for $12,000. I think I had less than that, but I will say my housing and flights were paid for, but you could see a lot. Like, I did play, like, every time I went from Germany to the other countries and stuff, I paid. But I worked. And you can too, so, like, don't let that stop you. But basically, what I'm trying to describe to you guys is, like, that article that came out, it's nice. But, like, if you are just now hearing about this from a YouTube video, maybe ask yourself, like, why you aren't reading The Cut. Like, The Cut is a news letter that you could subscribe to. And the same writer who wrote that article describing the West Village Girls, he's written a lot of other articles. You should follow it. Or there's a bunch of New York Times articles, or... And this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Sex and the City, first of all. Sex and the City, if you didn't know this, it inspired the Kardashians. The Kardashians grew up watching Sex and the City and wanted to be like them. The West Village Girls, on the other hand, grew up watching the show by Lena Dunham called Girls. And the black version of this was Issa Rae, who created the show Insecure Black Girls, and all the black girls are watching the Netflix version of that called Insecure. Okay, so all you have to do is participate in middle-class society, even if you didn't grow up in it. The reality for most black girls is that you're not going to grow up in a middle-class society, even if you as an individual are. If you are not privileged enough to grow up in that community and society, that doesn't mean that you're, like, out and you won't be able to do anything. But a lot of these girls are also cosplaying. Like, I see them coming online and they'll just say shit that is, like, not real. Like, black girls have afro textured hair. That's why even when Tyla did her British Vogue color, notice that they made her British Vogue cover an afro textured hair girl. I thought it was weird, and then I actually understood. Because they're marketing Tyla as black. And so they want all the middle-class black girls to be like, oh, we see ourselves in her. That's the purpose of that, if you don't understand, like, marketing and why that was done. That was done very purposefully. But I think maybe you guys missed Girls. And the reason that Girls is important, in the same way that a lot of black girls watched Insecure and then went on to, like, live lives that were similar to Insecure. Like, you can see a million black girls right now living out Insecure, the TV show, as adults, right? The opposite happened for white girls who went to live out Girls, the TV show. Like, that's why everybody's talking about the West Village Girl. It didn't just come from nowhere. It literally came from Lena Dunham writing about Jewish girls in New York. And not only Jewish girls, there were some other like kind of waspy girls, but there was a friend group, right? 4 of them living in New York. All those girls just went out there and lived life in the fucking show. There's like, that show is so popular. If you weren't a part of middle class society, you don't know what Girls is. Girls is a television show from a writer. Her name is Lena Dunham. She's like the white version of Issa Rae. Okay, like go look up Lena Dunham if you don't know what I'm talking about. But also, if you have not watched the TV show Girls, maybe go watch it to understand just mentally like the culture of West Village girls. They are like that because of the show. And also because of like, it was like, I mean, the show was like a nice capture in time because it did a lot to identify sort of the boss babe aesthetic. It was like Sex and the City Part 2, but like the, you know, like our generation's version of that. And like the new girls there's like some Bravo show that's out right now. There's one in LA and there's one in New York. I keep seeing it advertised at the gym, strangely enough. It's like a Bravo TV show. Yeah, there's one called The Valley, and then there's one called then there's also we'll talk about the West Coast version of this because I guess you guys don't know what this is either. God, like Laguna Beach. So like it was a real show. There was like Beverly Hills 90210. These shows have been going, they're not necessarily reality TV, except they were kind of reality TV, but it was basically just describing upper middle class society. Like if you go watch the movie Bring It On, you see how like in Bring It On there were the 2 cheerleading teams, but then go look at like the socioeconomic and racial differences of those 2 cheerleading teams and ask yourself, which high school did you go to? If you went to a school that was like the black girl high school, then that means you're from like a lower socioeconomic background. If you went to the white girl high school and your school was more like that, then you had a more like upper middle class like environment. That's it. Like these like movies and TV shows and articles are just symbols, explanations of real society. They're not just like stories, and they didn't come from nowhere. And I'm just wondering, like, where have you been this whole time? Because like we've been talking about this. That's what's so strange. And for so long I kind of felt like, oh well, maybe I shouldn't talk about like the nuance of like daily life for me because it's like so standard for everyone else. And then I realized as I look back at my old videos, like, damn, the rest of y'all missed the movies, books, TV shows, articles, culture, drinks, food, Trader Joe's. Like, how did you miss all of that? Like, I am very confused because there was like so much content and it's just being duplicated. Girls had like 12 fucking seasons. And it was everywhere. I will say it was on HBO, but like, everybody has HBO, right? Like somebody in your family had to have HBO. If you're that poor where nobody in your family had HBO, like growing up, like bro, that's a lot. Like I don't know about that. Like I feel like maybe go back to the older videos where all the social class playlist, go watch that one, and then write down all the questions and the references or something, because it's like this is the reason why like the Mary Jane Byram and the Jada Wadas, I never understood what y'all were talking about. Like Kelly Stamps makes some sense, like she's like more relatable, but even Kelly Stamps is like lower middle class, right? It like I don't know if she was like, she's just the only person who like literally went step by step and documented like every single part of her experience, and there was no one else. But y'all do know that there was like a Kelly Stamps in every city. The other girls clearly just didn't make YouTube channels or something at the time. It wasn't that like she didn't exist though. And I don't even think it's like political in a sense of like, oh well, Kelly, she's so conservative and that's the reason why. No, it's just like maybe now, but I would say it's more about culture. Like middle class culture is a thing. Like Cardi B kind of became accepted in middle class culture after WAP, the music video, was so popular, and they put Kylie Jenner in the music video. That sort of like changed the market for who it was acceptable for to consume Cardi B. Right? When I heard, like, it was like, I think Melinda Gates and her daughter had her daughter dancing to some Cardi B, the WAP song, and it was like, okay, well, it was like really very popular. I also want to bring this up because I watched Khadijah's video about the Bop House, and I feel like I finally learned about, this is what I was trying to figure out what was happening with the OnlyFans virgin girls or whatever, but they created Bop Houses, and if you're black, you totally know what a bop is, because, like, black men use 304 now, but it was just called bops, like, however they call 304s now. The term before that was bops. It's a very, like, it's Bay Area urban slang. They call people boppers if you're, like, a whore or whatever. But they made, like, bop houses where all the OnlyFans girls come together, and on YouTube they do more, like, I don't know, G-rated things, and then they're like, subscribe to my OnlyFans, and then you go there, and but collectively it sounds like they're pulling in more than like $1 million a month or something. And I saw an Abra and Preach video that talked about this. It put it side by side, but those OnlyFans girls are making more than the NFL players at this point. So I really feel like it's really important for us to talk about, like, who the MVP players and who the real boss bitches are at this point. Because, like, I understand being hypercritical of OnlyFans girls, but keep the smoke for the NFL losers, because I haven't watched a football game in my whole life, right? But, like, and the OnlyFans girls are making more money than them. I'm just saying, like, there's always, like, a counterpart. There's, like, a yin and a yang. Like, all the guys, some guys were coming on talking about how, like, Klay Thomas did wrong for getting with Meg Thee Stallion. Like, Meg Thee Stallion is probably going to out-earn him, if she's not already, in, like, 2 years. Like, so I don't know who y'all think the catch is and who's not the catch or whatever. Like, the women are getting the bag. Just the women across the board have gotten the bag, held the bag, cashed the bag, flipped the bag. The bag has been occupied by women, and, like, I think there's a bunch of Delulu men who believe and wish that there was something else, and there just ain't, because the women got the bag, and nobody's giving the bag back, okay? Like, the bag has been taken, the debit cards have been occupied and filled, like, the checks are going to the bank, and I just think it's, like, so funny that there's some other narrative of, like, well, we still have, like, macho society and, like, standard roles or whatever. Like, I just want to say that. So if you don't know what girls is and you're seriously that confused about the West Village girls, or even if you're watching, like, those videos and you're that confused, I feel like it just says so much about you. Do a reflection check. And if you, like, I'm not saying that you have to care about that culture, but just know that the people making these summary videos are not doing it from a place of they didn't know that this existed and it's so new. Because I'm gonna look this up. The show came out in, like, let's see. Girls, the TV show, came out in 2012 and had 6 seasons. Girls is a show about an aspiring writer and her 3 friends in New York trying to make sense of what life has in store for them after college. They are not sure what they want or from whom they want it, and the picture isn't getting any clearer. Hannah thinks she has what it takes to be a successful writer, if only she would write something. Okay, so that was 2012, and then let's go back to Sex and the City. When did this come out? Sex and the City came out in 1998 and had 6 seasons. Sex and the City is about a sex columnist, Carrie Bradshaw, and her 3 friends, Samantha, Charlotte, and Miranda, who explore Manhattan's dating scene, chronicling the mating habits of single New Yorkers. Oh, like, this is the same thing. Fucking, it's 1998 versus 2012. The bigger question is, who is making the 2025 version of this? And the answer to that is the West Village girl with her own personal Instagram, okay, her own TikTok, and her own YouTube channel. Welcome to 2025.